guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Matt and this is Prime Analog Records. I have been very busy. Before was it the last showing that I did of what I had picked up was in mid-September, and I've been very busy. So let's get started. I want to show you some of the stuff that I've got. There's a few that I'm not going to show because I'm going to actually show them in another video, because I'm going to actually talk about the artist. And I completed one of my favorite artists, almost complete. I've actually got a couple more to get to actually complete his stuff. But anyway, I did complete my Caldera, which I had 4 of already, and I found this one on Discogs. It was sealed, and this is, I think, what their first album was. I think this is their first album, but you guys remember I did a whole needle drop setup on that, and I love that group. All right, next one, Toto, The Ultimate Collection, and I'm looking forward to getting into this. I've got most of these albums anyway, but I'm not getting to be a completionist, but at the same time, I mean, I thought it was a really cool cover and all that kind of stuff. And now talking about, I was saying I'm not a completionist. I seem to be because of this artist, because I keep getting his stuff. But I couldn't resist because I thought it was such a cool cover. But Chris Rea, and this is a greatest hits. It's a very best of, and I mean, I know every single one of these songs. It's a double album, which is really, really great. There's the lineup there. All right, now since I just showed you one Chris Rea, I just got this other one too, and this is called Road Songs for Lovers, and this is a brand new release. And that's cool cover. And this is another double album. And I can't wait to dig into this. I've been so busy with things that pre-hurricane, post-hurricane, my front porch being ripped off. So, I just wanted to, play around with records, but I haven't been doing a video in a while. You guys remember I talked about this album before, and I'd gotten that, but this is like a grail to me, and I had to get it from a guy in Greece, but it's a great album. David Foster. Found this, which I did not have, Night Ranger, and this has got Sister Christian on it and all that kind of good stuff. It's what's that called? But anyway, this is a gold stamp promo, but it's a fun party album, and I did not have that in my collection. Another one is Carly Simon's Boys in the Trees, and I'm forever a 13-year-old boy, but I love these covers. Anyway, all right, so then I got another copy, and this is done at a different pressing plant as my last one, which I've got this same album of Steve Winwood's, and it's a great album. If you don't have this, you guys got to get this. It's a great album, but this was still in the shrink. So that I got another one of these that's in the shrink, and just lucked out with that. All right, now we've had these back and forths already about Alice in Chains and the different editions, and the first one I got, I can't remember what he said it was. I remember Chance was talking about it, and he said it's an MPO. I think that's what it is. Correct me in the comments down here, or whatever it is. But this is the black edition. It's two albums, and it's black vinyl, and this is dead quiet. It's amazing. It's pure dynamic. amazing dynamic range. I have to actually pull back on my DBX up there because it's so dynamic. I'm gonna probably do a shootout on this thing because on certain songs there's certain sounds and everything. I got the red variant, and I gotta tell you, it looks cool, doesn't sound cool. I mean, it's still pretty dynamic, but it's just very noisy. And it's like, you know, the curse of colored vinyl. I'm glad to have it still, but I have not opened this version, and this is the UK version. And this is on yellow vinyl, and I haven't even opened it yet because I've just been so busy with everything else. And like I said, I mean, I've got these variants. So I've got red, I've got yellow, and I have black. Black definitely sounds amazing. And that's the one to go for, I would say, if you're just talking just about it. Now, everybody's been talking about Revolver, and I finally got one. And I have to tell you, I think this may be my favorite. It is my favorite. A Beatles album. I'm not a big Beatles guy. I like them, but and they've got some good stuff on all the albums that I have, which I think I have 5. But and this is my 6. But this is I mean, it's amazing. This is a great album. I love it. And it's definitely more well produced than the others, the other albums, and also this is the UK version, and somebody will probably have to jump in and correct me on it, but I got it from Europe, and so I would imagine it is the UK version, because that I got along with the same, with the one from Greece. All right, so I got this. I did not have this, and this is Inside Information, Foreigner. I never even had heard of this album. And you put it on, sounds great. All these, by the way, except for the sealed ones, obviously, I brought them in. The second I get them, I go through my processes and I ultrasonically clean everything and get it in great shape. And it's amazing how filthy a lot of these things. Now, some of these are used, like this one here. These two I found Foreigner 4, and I found what's this one called? Double Vision. I should have been able to figure that out by looking at the logo. But anyway, got both of these, and they're both in great shape. I actually they look like they'd been almost unplayed, and I still put them through the ultrasonic, and now I mean it's. These things are, the new records are filthy. I can't believe how dirty these things are. And I mean, a lot of them look like they've got a footprint or handprints all over these things. It's like unbelievable. So anyway, so moving on, I am a huge fan of Hiroshima. And I don't know if you know who this group is. It's a jazz group. It's really, really beautiful. It's lush. It's very ethereal, and it also has a little bit of Spyro Gyro, but it's still all its own. I mean, the moment you hear this, there's almost a trademark ring that they run through, and it's very Asian sounding, but it's pure jazz. It's really beautiful. It's progressive jazz all the way. So that's one. Got another one. Another Hiroshima. I had all these on CD, and well, I didn't have this one on CD, but I had most of them on CD, and that's what made me really fall in love with them, with the group. So, oh, I forgot to show. Remember, I told you at the very beginning, Caldera. Well, here's another Caldera that I got, Dreamer, and so this is in amazing shape too. It's almost like new. So now I've got four Calderas, and I'm telling you guys, I did some needle drops before on a few videos back, And you guys need to jump on this, because it's actually, I did that. I think it was for the contest entry for Robert's on My Turntable. So go back and check it out and see if you like this stuff. But I mean, these albums sound very similar. They have the same feeling, all of it, the same, and they're well recorded too. They're very dynamic. So that's great. Now, I'm not a big soundtrack guy, but I did love this movie, and I'm sure you guys did too out there. It's a lot of fun, and love it to death. And it was a fun soundtrack. It was a real fun soundtrack. So, I couldn't resist. It was in like new condition. It's like brand new. So, all right, my long awaited album finally got here, and that was George Michael, Older. This is an absolute masterpiece, and he was such a genius. And you figure that out when you hear Listen Without Prejudice, that album, and you figure out there's a song in there called Freedom, and that song is talking about him getting away from this wham pop guy and wanting you to take him seriously. Go back and listen to that song, and if you can get past all the beautiful models wandering around in it, listen to the words and what he says there, and how he shows that leather jacket up in flames, and he's saying, I want that gone. I don't want you to think about me like that anymore. Just don't. And take me seriously. And he was amazing. And then Sony tied him up. They handcuffed him, very much like the same kind of deal what they did to Gino Vanelli, and they wouldn't let him record his own music, kept trying to get him to do something else, and he just refused. And they started out with the remakes and doing Elton John songs and stuff like that, and that's just not him. He wanted to do his own stuff, so they held him hostage, and he couldn't record for several years. I can't remember how many it was, but we lost a lot of music of his, because of that. These record companies really need to figure out who's paying the bills. But anyway, I got another variant of that from Europe, and it's you see the color in his eye there. Well, that's the color of the vinyl. It's just really beautiful. Pull it out. That's really beautiful. Custom labels. And both of these sound dead quiet. I mean, I ultrasonically cleaned them, just like I said. I mean, I ultrasonically clean every new album that goes into my collection now. And then I re-sleeve it and all this kind of stuff. Even when they have nice sleeves, I still want to do that. So anyway, the last one I've got to show is a behemoth. It's the Sting box set. And actually, I was talking on Rachel's Ghost about this, and it contains, it contains all these albums here. Now, I have about 4 of these, and I've had probably 4 more on DVD, on CD. But let me pull this thing out, and it's wonderfully done. Look at this. This is just such a beautiful box set. And it's got everything from the beginning to the end, which is the beginning and the last one he did is this one. And it's just amazing recording. Of course, Sting is not going to fool around. I mean, he's going back to, I hate to start this up again about everybody bitching and complaining and moaning about DAT and digital and all this stuff. But, I remember that Sting was the very first album that I ever got. And I think it was a CD, obviously, but it was DDD on there, and I was like, wow, that's pretty out there. I'd never seen anybody do that yet, and when he did, it caused a bunch of rumble in the record world. They wondered how it sound. And it sounded amazing. He's a musician. What do you think? He's not going to make sure it sounds incredible? So anyway, there's my video. I really didn't want to go too far and too long, pulling each album out and everything else like that. But like I said, I mean, I can hold the box now. It's easier. But you can see right there what albums are on this. All of them, everyone that I've heard right now so far, I haven't gone. I'm going from front to back. So, but from all the ones that I've heard so far, which I think I'm 5 in, this has got 16 discs in it. That's why I'm grunting when I'm picking it up. But it's beautifully done, and I got a great deal from Amazon on it. So anyway, that's pretty much my video. I'll get back to you guys pretty soon. I got some vintage pieces of stereo equipment that I'm gonna show, and we'll look at some of that. Okay, thanks a lot for listening, and like and subscribe if you can. I'd appreciate it. Helps the channel grow, and it gives me a knowledge of, and also comment. Gives me knowledge of what you want to hear or what you want me to talk about next time, okay? Thanks a lot, guys. See ya.